Hello my fashion friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. So do you have a rich mindset when it comes to shopping, or do you have a poor mindset when it comes to shopping? Consumerism is at an all-time high right now, and I put together a list of people who have a rich mindset when it comes to shopping and people who have a poor mindset when it comes to shopping. So let's begin. Okay, so where do you fall? I'm going to start off with the poor mindset when it comes to shopping. These are the things that people with the poor mindset in their mind have when they are shopping. These are the people who most of the time, unfortunately, they're broke. They don't have a lot of sick goods. So here are the characteristics of people who have a poor mindset when it comes to shopping. Okay, these people try to keep up with every single trend that pops up. Every single new trend that comes up, they have to, buy into it. They have to partake because they just want to be part of the group. They want to be part of the in crowd, part of the trend. They have a high sense of FOMO, and they have to just be involved. If you always feel like you got to be, with the latest trend, you are always going to be poor. Okay, the next thing is always having to have things brand spanking new. Everything you buy, it has to be brand new. It has to be mint condition, and no one should have ever touched it before. Cars, clothes, bags, shoes, houses, everything materialistic, it has to be brand new. You just cannot, no one could have ever touched it. It just has to be brand new. There are so many things that look just as good as, instead of being brand new. Like, there are a lot of like new things that have been worn once or twice and they're still like new, but not you. It has to be brand spanking new. Okay, and the next thing is you always have to get the new launches first. So that kind of goes hand in hand with the first two things. Every single time there is a new launch, not only do you want to get it, but you have to get it first. You have to be first in line when the new iPhone person, just so that you can say you're first. That is a poor man's mindset when it comes to shopping. Ain't nobody care if you got it first. No one cares. Once the hype is done, it's like, okay, you got yours last week and I got mine a month later. We still have the same phone. Okay, like, it's just like, you don't have to always have it first. Okay, it's not that crucial, not that important. Okay, the next thing is you are splurging on trendy items. Why would you want to splurge on a trend? A trend is just that. It's not going to last forever. It's not going to be an investment piece. It's going to be something that is for the here and now. And once the trend is over with, you are going to be stuck with this uber expensive item that you are not going to wear anymore because, right, you are up with the trend, right? You are with the trends. So as soon as this trend is over with, you are not going to wear the same trend because no one is wearing that anymore. So really splurging on trends is a poor man's mindset. Do not splurge on trends. Just as fast as they came in, it's just as fast as you're going to go out. And then you're going to be left with this expensive ass trend that is getting no use. Okay, next is you are a label on it. Gucci, Fendi, Prada, Versace, Celine, all these. See, I can't even name all of them because I don't even shop like that, but it has to have some kind of designer label on it just to prove that you are worthy of living in this universe for people who don't even care about you, don't know. So I mean, not everything has to have a label on it. There are perfectly acceptable dupes out there that look very similar. They have the same idea, but they are a fraction of the price. So not everything you own has to have a designer label on it. I believe in looking great for a fraction of the price. I can look just as good as you do in all those labels, and everything I'm wearing is no name brand. So okay, now this one, I have to say it still, this one is a poor man's mindset when it comes to shopping. Is you have to celebrate every single accomplishment in life. You got a promotion, you celebrate it by going shopping. You got a raise, you celebrate it by going shopping. You got engaged, you celebrate it by going shopping. You got married, you go shopping. You know, every single accomplishment in life needs to be celebrated by going shopping. That is a poor man's mindset. I'm not saying that you should not celebrate in whichever way makes you happy, but not every single, you know, occasion requires some kind of celebration. If I got a raise at work, you know what I mean, I would put that extra money in the bank and save it or invest it in something. I would not just go and blow it on a shopping item. You know, I would try to save it or invest it. Okay, and then buying everything on credit. I think this one goes hand in hand. I think credit is great when you're trying to build your credit. I think you definitely need credit cards for credit. You go into furniture shopping, everything's on credit. You know, I'm not saying that it's bad to put things on credit because not everyone can afford to pay a huge lump sum all at once. But when it becomes excessive, when every single thing is being put on credit and you're always paying off your credit card bills, that is definitely a poor man's mindset. You are always going to be poor because you're always putting money into someone else's pocket. So just to sum up everything for the poor man's mindset when it comes to shopping, it's pretty much things, and you always feel inferior because you're always one step behind who is on the market. You got to get that. So always trying to keep up with the Joneses is definitely going to keep you poor. Okay, now time for the rich man's mindset when it comes to shopping. These people know what they're doing financially. Their financial house is in order, and they know what they're doing when it comes to shopping. So here are the characteristics of a rich man's mindset when it comes to shopping. Okay, so the first thing is not shopping every single sale. Just because a store is having a sale, they don't shop every single sale. They know what their closet is lacking. They know what their house is lacking or whatever and is lacking in life. And if there happens to be a sale on that, they go check it out, get a great deal, and call it a day. That's it. They go in for that sale item they're looking for, and they don't get seduced into buying something they didn't need just because it's on sale. Okay, so the next one kind of goes hand in hand with the first one, and this one is actually walking away from a sale. Just because something is on sale doesn't mean you have to buy it. A lot of times when a company say things are on sale, they will jack up the price and then just to turn around and you know, mark it off and say that it's a sale, when actually the sale price is probably the original price in the first place. So a rich man's mindset when it comes to shopping will just walk away from a sale. You know when there's a great bargain. You know when to shop great bargains. People usually make the decision to buy when value exceeds price. So when they see that something is a really great deal, they know to jump on that because, you know, next month or next week that same bargain is not going to be there. But those are shopping off season. A lot of people with the rich mindset know that they should buy their coats during the spring and summertime, and they should buy their swimsuits during the winter season, you know, things like that. Shop off season, because if you're shopping for a winter coat in the winter, they will jack up the price because you need that item now. But when summertime rolls around and you want to buy a winter coat, obviously that's when the winter coat is going to be a lot cheaper because it's off season. And then also kind of the same thing would be after a huge holiday. Go shopping after a huge holiday because a lot of things will be marked down. And so just kind of off-season shopping is a really good way to save money and be a rich shopper. So the next one is buying less expensive dupes. I kind of touched on this when I was talking about the poor man's mindset. Similar to the, you know, designer label one, but for a fraction of the price, so you can get the same look for less. You guys know I'm the queen of this. I love the Birkenstock bags, but Anyfield has a great inspired dupe for a fraction of the price that I love to get. Same thing with shoes. If I see a shoe that I really love and there's a designer dupe out there for a fraction of the price, best believe I'm gonna jump on that instead, because to me, I don't feel any better or less than, I don't care whose name is on it. If it looks great, it performs the same way, then I'm all about that. Okay, next is a rich man's mindset when it comes to shopping is buying versatile convertible items. So these are the type of items that you can wear in different situations. So one perfect example that I like to use is the blazer. Y'all know that is my personal style. I love blazers. So you can wear a black blazer to work, to be professional in the office, and then you can turn around and go on a date in the evening and wear, you know, a nice dress and kind of drape the blazer over your shoulders for some added coverage and warmth. That's another way to wear a great blazer. You can even dress the blazer down by wearing it with jeans and going to the store, grocery shopping, or to a party. So the rich man's mindset knows it's not just one piece of clothing for only one situation. Okay, next is wearing the same thing over and over again until it falls apart. Now this is one that I have to admit, I'm kind of a bit of a hypocrite on that, but I'm just going to put myself out there. But wearing the same thing over and over again until you can no longer wear it is a great way to preserve, save money, especially if it's a basic item like a white tee, a button down, a blazer, things like that, jeans. You can rewear those things over and over again with different clothing items and mix and match to create different outfits, so that you really get a lot of wear out of those, and it really saves you, so you're not continuously buying new things. You just wear it until it runs down, and then at that point you go and buy a new pair of jeans, a new blazer, a new shoes, or whatever it is. Okay, the next one is buying investment piece. Investment piece is a wardrobe basic, which that kind of is what investment pieces are here for, because you can get so many wears out of it. It will last a long time. It may even last forever if you take really good care of it, and it is a wardrobe essential. So it will go with everything. You can wear it to work, on a date, to a party, to the store, grocery shopping, you know, wherever, to a picnic, an event, you know, you can wear it anywhere. So that is a great thing to do, buy that investment piece. Okay, now this next one is very important. To have a rich man's mind, as the latest and greatest thing is out there doesn't mean that you should start scraping around pennies just to gather them up and go spend. You can also sacrifice. You can miss out on some trends or some sales or whatever. You know, if you have a car, you know, that works perfectly fine, you know, but the new version came out, you just really want that, you have student loans you're paying off, you know, sacrifice getting that new car to really concentrate on paying off your priorities. Okay, and I guess prioritize should also be in this same category, but people with a rich mindset know they can sacrifice. They don't always have to get the newest thing just because it is the newest thing. Okay, so next up is the spirit of contentment. Okay, if you don't know what contentment is, it just means being satisfied with what you have, and you're not always longing for something else. So for me right now, and I say this a lot, I know y'all want me to do hauls on my channel, and I try to do hauls, but I am pretty much content with what I have. I mean, I can always get some new shoes. That's one thing. That is my weakness. Shoes are my weakness. But as far as clothes and everything, I'm pretty much content on that. So I don't really need to go out and keep buying more clothes because I have enough. So I'm content. I'm content with my closet. I'm content with what I have. I don't have to keep going out and getting the latest and greatest thing. So that keeps money in my pocket. Okay. Okay, and last but not least, to sum up the rich mindset when it comes to shopping is to stay in your lane. The opposite of keeping up with the Joneses means just because your neighbors have it. If you can afford it, by all means, go for it. But if you can't, if you're going to be struggling to try to keep up, then the rich mindset knows that if it's not in my budget, I'm just not going to get it. I'm going to stay in my lane. You know, if my car is not the newest car, that's fine. I'll, you know, ride it till the wheels fall off. I'm going to stay in my lane. If I can only afford a you know, $300,000 house, then I'm going to buy a $300,000 house. I'm not going to buy a $500,000 house because my coworker at work bought a $500,000 house. No, I'm going to stay within my lane. I know what my budget is. I know what my finances look like. I'm going to stay in my lane. A lot of times people, you know, drive the most fancy car, but they're struggling to pay other bills. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that even I follow all these things, you know. I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Become easy, but I learned, kicking and screaming, I learned. But this is, you know, just kind of a guideline, something that you might want to adhere to if you're trying to be on. I sure would love to have you join our fashion family. I do a lot of fashion and styling videos on this channel, so I sure would love to have you join. Also, go ahead and click that notification bell so that you are notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, please come back in a timely fashion.